Welcome to Bedtime Stories from Trinity, classic stories for children with scriptural reflection for the whole family. Today's story helps us to learn about the first Sunday of Advent and the 13th chapter of Mark's Gospel. We'll be reading The Little Raindrop, written by Joanna Gray and read by Aaron McCray-Goldsmith.
Hey there, I'm Aaron McCray-Goldsmith, the Youth and Family Minister at Trinity Cathedral in downtown San Jose. And today I'll be sharing with you The Little Raindrop by Joanna Gray. One dark and stormy day, a little raindrop fell out of a cloud and flew faster and faster throughout the sky. A gust of wind blew little raindrops sideways, and in a dazzling flash of red, orange, and yellow, he found himself inside a rainbow. Enjoying the beautiful colors, little raindrop fell through green, blue, indigo, and violet before another gust of wind blew him out of the rainbow. Splash! Little raindrop landed in a shallow puddle on top of a large rock. Splish, splash, splash. Lots of other raindrops fell all around him until the puddle was overflowing. Little raindrop ran down the side of the rock and joined a stream. In the stream, little raindrop drifted through woods and bounced over pebbles. He played with small, shimmering fish and watched them dart around as deer and rabbits came to drink at the water's edge. Sometimes, laughing children would race sticks in the water, and little raindrop would chase them under bridges, dodging the swirling grass and fluttering leaves. After a while, the stream joined a river, and little raindrop floated along in the strong current. At times, the river was calm and peaceful, and little raindrop watched diving kingfishers and larger fish as they swam slowly by. At other times, the river was noisy and rough. Little raindrop raced along rapids and dived down waterfalls, carefully avoiding the jagged rocks at the bottom of the falls. Eventually, the river reached the sea, and little raindrop was pulled far away from the shore. He met friendly dolphins who played and danced in the sunlight and listened as they whistled and clicked their greetings to each other. One day, the tide pulled little raindrop back to the beach. He surfed the waves and crashed onto the shore until finally he came to rest on the soft sand. The sun shone down on the sand and little raindrop got hotter and hotter until the warmth of the sun drew him up into the air. It was cooler in the sky, and little raindrop joined a cloud that was already full of other raindrops. Little raindrop was ready to fall to earth and began his journey once more. What a lovely little story about the water cycle. And this week we get to welcome you to the season of Advent, an interesting time in the church calendar where we talk a lot about waiting in preparation for Christmas and the resurrection of Christ. And similarly, this story shows us another natural cycle where we wait and wonder and watch the world as it turns.
In the 13th chapter of Mark, it says, Jesus said, in those days after that suffering, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from heaven, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in clouds with great power and glory. Then he will send out the angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven. From the fig tree, learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts forth its leaves, you know that summer is near. So also, when you see these things taking place, you know that he is near, at the very gates. Truly, I tell you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But about that day and hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time will come. It is like a man going on a journey. When he leaves home and puts his slaves in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to be on the watch. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or at dawn, or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. In this first week of Advent, the gospel reminds us to keep awake so that we can be alert and notice when God does something special. This doesn't mean skipping sleep, but rather developing a habit of paying attention when we are awake. In this story, Jesus uses a natural image, the fig tree, to remind us that God created plants and people to be fruitful. When we pay attention, we notice God's gifts. Elizabeth Bulwer-Landis, writing for StoryPath, says, "We do not know when to expect Jesus, but he will come. Nature works this way too. We know plants will bloom, but we do not know exactly when. We know the rains will come, but we do not always know when. In the little raindrop, we follow a raindrop as he makes his way through the water cycle. The raindrop's journey begins as he falls from the sky. We follow the journey all the way back to the sky and wait for a new journey to begin. With both plants and the rain, we are able to predict when the blooms will come or the rains will fall, but ultimately we do not know the exact moment. Jesus urges us to be ready for the moment that we know is coming, but do not know when. Let us pray. God, help us to pay attention to the special things you give us. It's easy to forget the gifts we enjoy every day, like sleep and food and love, and even trees. Every spring, their leaves and flowers remind us that trees will have fruit at the right time. When we see lights on the Christmas trees, let them remind us of the light of Christ coming at just the right time for us. We trust you to be with us this Advent as we pay attention to the gifts that remind us of the gift of your presence. Amen.